Dubuque, Iowa is the flagship destination of family vacations. Why? Because it has a lot of flags and it's really hip. There are so many flags connected to Dubuque, and their rich history is full of drama and suspense. Look, whether you celebrate Flag Day or not, Dubuque's flags are yet another reason you'd be neglecting your family if you don't bring them to Dubuque. So let's jump in. Throughout history, flags have often been used in battles, and Dubuque has definitely fought its way to the top of the list of best family vacation spots. Flags have also played a vital role in Dubuque's history, with each one telling part of the story of Dubuque's rise to prominence.
As of now, there's technically 7 flags associated with Dubuque. There's the official city flag, the upstart Julian's flag, and then the classic 5 flags.
Well, you have to start with 5 flags. They're the OG of the Dubuque flag, as my 9-year-old nephew would say. He's a good kid, though there are some behavioral issues. Anyway, 5 different flags have flown over the city, representing the ruling nation of the time. The fleur-de-lis of France, the royal flag of Spain, the Union Jack of Great Britain, the French Republic flag of Napoleon, and the Stars and Stripes of America. But back to my nephew. I think it's the perfect storm of not enough tough love on one hand and not enough positive reinforcement.
While the United States took possession of Iowa in 1804, the term 5 flags wasn't coined until much later.
The motto, "Under 5 flags," came about as the result of a citywide celebration. In 1938, Iowa celebrated its centennial and Dubuque its sesquicentennial. So, 2 birthdays, 1 celebration. You know, that's just like how my younger cousin and my grandmother share a birthday. So we always had 1 celebration, which was fine, except for the cake. On her 90th birthday, my grandmother had to have dinosaurs on her cake because that's what my cousin wanted. Silly.
The city celebrated these historic events with a 5-day pageant. There were parades and people dressed up in Civil War era costumes. That was 1938. The Great Depression ended in 1939, so it's not hard to connect the dots.
And to further commemorate Dubuque's status as a flagship city, the 5 Flag Civic Center was launched 40 years later.
Today we have the 5 Flags Theater, but originally it was the Orpheum Theater, but it was just a theater. Then in the 1970s, the whole community got together and said, hey, we need an event center that's gonna attract tribute bands and traveling kid shows. And just like that, Dubuque got an event center.
It's changed how outsiders view our city. I mean, the Harlem Globetrotters play there all the time. Willie Nelson played there a couple of years ago. Some regional comics have come through to perform, so it's a real source of pride for us. Though I have to say, not every act is amazing. I went to this Paw Patrol concert with my niece. It's based off of some animated cartoon where the dogs are cops and firefighters, which is okay, though I prefer those NCIS shows. Anyway, I went because she is my goddaughter. But I have to say, it was so loud and so confusing. The dogs are cops and firefighters, yet there's this whole pirate theme going on. I just didn't get it.
A boom in civic pride helped fuel the development of the 5 Flags Civic Center. And many people believe the increase in self-esteem was sparked by Dubuque establishing its very own city flag in 1967.
It was the summer of love and political unrest. At one point, the city officials got together and said, there's so much tension and unease. Have we forgotten that we're neighbors living together under 5 flags? But wait, how can we truly be united without an official city flag?
That summer, the city council launched Operation Flag. Dubuque was about to get one of its own.
Now, this was on the heels of other successful citywide initiatives, like Operation Paul's Tavern in 1947 and Operation Wastewater Treatment Facility in 1956 and Operation Plaza 20 in 62. Now, the interesting thing about Plaza 20 was that the anchor store was Kmart. My sister was not the biggest fan of Kmart. She preferred Shopko. Frankly, I could have cared less about either store. But it was so annoying how she would go on and on about how much she disliked Kmart, and I would find myself saying, really? And Shopko's that much better?
For Operation Flag, the city held a contest where citizens could contribute designs for Dubuque's new flag. That's why people are so attached to the city flag. It's for the people, by the people.
Dubuquers all over were inspired, and hundreds of submissions came pouring in.
Each of the finalists connected with local geography and industry, and the vote was really close. One submission focused on Dubuquers' love of the card game euchre and our rich tradition of gambling. Another design focused on the river and had a bunch of fish flies that represented all the neighborhoods in town. And the second place vote getter was a clever and visually stunning nod to our meatpacking industry. But ultimately, we chose the flag we still fly proudly today.
It was ahead of its time. Unlike any other flag the world has ever seen. Many critics call it the perfect flag.
The blue represents the Mississippi River and its importance to Dubuque, while the green highlights the natural beauty surrounding the city. The yellow symbolizes Dubuque's bright future, and then there's the text under the city seal.
La Petite Nuit. One phrase, two different meanings. The Meskwaki and the Fox gave Julian Dubuque the nickname La Petite Nuit, which means the little cloud, but in French, it means the little night.
So which translation do we use? No one's willing to stick their neck out and put their reputation on the line. They don't want to commit. It's just like this past Thanksgiving. My wife and I usually host her side of the family. Been doing it for years. But last year we were remodeling our living room and it was just going to be too much. So we told people we couldn't do it, and that was back in July. But no one wanted to commit. So guess who wound up hosting? My wife and I, again.
The mystery only adds to the intrigue and allure of the flag, which only adds to the intrigue and allure of Dubuque itself.
Dubuque's openness to multiple translations mirrors the city's openness to flying even more flags.
The Julian Dubuque flag is rather new, but it really has brought a new energy to the flag scene here in Dubuque.
The Julian Dubuque flag was created by Gigantic Design, a marketing firm based out of Dubuque. And it's just overflowing with symbolism.
The colors are from the city's 5 flags, and the fleur-de-lis from Julian Dubuque's French heritage. But here's where it gets really exciting. The stripes are at a 29-degree angle because Iowa is the 29th state. It's just powerful. I actually get emotional thinking about it.
Here in Dubuque, there's a flag for everyone, which is pretty remarkable. Now, I'm not a big fan of everyone getting a trophy. I go back to my nephew and some of those behavioral issues. But when it comes to flags, that's all right.
There truly is something for everyone here in Dubuque, Iowa. Look, you don't have to wave the white flag of defeat and surrender all credibility to your family because your vacation was awful. If you choose Dubuque, Iowa as your next family vacation, it won't just be the flags that are flying high. You and your family are going to have the time of your life in this flagship city. So let's check it out. Turn me over.
This program was produced with support by the City of Dubuque Community PEG Access Equipment Grant Program. Make sure to check out DBQ-Tips' latest book, Best Places to Nap in Dubuque, as well as other featured books from all the guests who appeared on this program.
Frankly, I couldn't care less about either store. But it was so annoying how she would go on and on about how much she disliked Kmart. And I would find myself saying, really? And Shopko's that much better? Just an odd dog. All right, you guys are being nice. Thank you.
No.
It's so good. Love it.